Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. My name's William. This is a Setta Corsa Competizione, and today I'm going to be driving the McLaren 570S GT4. Going to be giving you my initial thoughts on the car, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, just general feedback, stuff like that, as well as a hot lap so you can see what it looks like, get an idea of the dash, that kind of stuff, as well as hear it and really kind of understand what it's like driving this car if you're thinking about picking up the pack or spending some time in the McLaren, getting just a general overview of it. I'll also be going through the setup, showing you what kind of adjustments you can make on the car, what adjustments you can't make on the car. This one has some odd ones, so there's some fun in there for sure. I guess McLaren's a bit special, so um, I'll be going over that kind of stuff towards the end. So we'll go ahead and get on into the hot lap so you guys can actually hear this car and see it in action, and then I'll be back to give you my initial thoughts and my initial impression of this car after driving it for a couple laps. So on to the hot lap. Enjoy. All right, that was a hot lap in the McLaren 570S GT4. You can see the time we managed there. Put in a couple laps. Definitely can go a lot faster. This car is actually um, pretty tricky to get the most out of it. It really does feel. It's probably one of the more fun GT4 cars I've driven out of the pack. Really does feel alive. You can definitely tell it is a mid-engine car with the way it kind of rotates in the middle of the corner and can snap on you. Um, High speed turn in a little bit lacking. It's got low speed oversteer for sure. Whenever you get onto the power, it sounds exactly the way I expected this car to sound, which I quite like. To each their own. These turbocharged engines and everything. Some people really like them, some don't. I really like the way the car sounds, and it is exactly pretty much what I expected. This thing is a missile in the straight lines. Fastest car I've driven so far in the straights. That's something the McLarens are kind of known for in the GT4 spec, being really fast on the straights, so kind of expected that. And there's some little quirks about this car as well. We can go ahead and look at the setup to kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here. So you got full adjustability here in the tires page, camber, toe, tire pressure, like you would pretty much expect. You have three settings for both your ABS and your traction control. Uh, ABS on 1 felt completely fine to me driving around there. It's probably going to be nice having more um, more settings, especially for the TC. TC1, it was still definitely letting you get some slip and everything, which is nice. So the more the higher settings are probably going to be very useful on green tracks and any kind of slippery conditions for sure. No ECU map at all. Now here's where it gets kind of interesting in this car. Um, because of the way the McLarens are, I'm not shocked just based off of the way the road cars are made and everything. But no adjustable anti-roll bar, front or rear. No adjustable preload for the diff. No big changes to the wheel rates. You just get one setting basically difference. It is quite stiff, I will say. Um, but you do have fully adjustable bump stop ranges and bump stop rates for the front and rear. So it's kind of interesting. You're not going to be able to play with the anti-roll bars to get a balance or preload diff or anything like that. And you'll have limited options whenever it comes to your wheel rates as well. And this is the one that I found the most interesting, especially for a race car. This new, no adjustable brake bias. So 60%, that's what you're getting, and you better like it. So get used to it if that's the car you want to drive. If this is the car you want to drive, that is your brake bias. You do have adjustable bump, rebound, front and rear, but no adjustable fast bump or fast rebound, as we've seen in the other GT4 cars. On the aero side of things, you do get quite a lot of adjustability in the ride height on the rear. You can see 25 millimeters, and just a little bit less on the front, but still a good 15 millimeters. No splitter adjustment on the front, and 5 wing settings, as we've also seen on the other GT4s. So, really to note on the car, it felt like a proper sports car. It 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 was very alive to drive. I know I've said that about some other cars, but this one was like properly. It felt like it would really snap on me if I drove it wrong. It did a couple times as well. It just didn't fully snap. It's very drivable though. I don't want to say like it's super scary to drive or anything like that, but it'll let you know if you push too hard or you're asking too much of it for sure, which is nice. It felt anything but lazy, um, very on edge, kind of the way that this car felt. Like I said, like a proper sports car with some extra grip thrown at it. It was quite hard on the rear tires. I was already getting the left rear driving like this in a little bit of an overheating condition. So that's something to look at, probably something in the setup, so shouldn't really worry about it too much. But just running on the aggressive preset, did notice that for sure. Even with it being so fast in the straight lines, we're talking like a couple mile an hour faster than the next fastest car I've driven, which was the BMW so far. Um, it's quite a big difference whenever you actually stop to think about it. It was still really good on the brakes, even with not being able to adjust the brake bias and limited number of settings on the ABS. I think it's plenty, and it is really nice and quick in the straights, and then really good on the brakes for how quick you're arriving at those braking zones. I think the speed in this car, where you're really going to have to find the speed, is getting it to behave. In the middle of the corner and the high-speed corners. In the high-speed corners, there was just kind of an unwillingness from the front end of the car to turn in and grip up. So initial turn in the high speed wasn't a big fan, but there's plenty of setup stuff you can try and do to try and improve that. And I think just really getting the car to put its power down and get launched out of the corner and really use um, how kind of edgy and nimble it can be through the middle of the corner, and then just exploiting your straight line speed. This car has the potential to be properly quick. So big thumbs up for me. I was looking forward to driving the McLaren for sure. Wasn't 100% sure what to expect, But yeah, it really kind of ticked all the boxes for me. So I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys give it a try and and kind of see what I'm talking about. So um, anyways, we'll be back with a another car before too long. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, bye bye.